Our 50 years of experience in health, 15 years of research and counseling bring new knowledge of misunderstood conditions to release us from shame, guilt, blaming. Welcome to the show, Lois. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, and more wonderful after I've met you.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Mirror Talk. Like I said before we started recording, I'm so excited about this episode because you are going to be teaching us about shame, about guilt, and about blaming also. These are very, taboo subjects that we're going to talk about right now. And your story is also fascinating. I read that you volunteered as a nurse aide at the age of 12. You helped create one of the first kidney hemodialysis units in the US in 1966. You have years of experience in health, research, and counseling. You have written books. You have made films. And you were given a death sentence at the age of 55. But here you are right now at the age of 77, or at the age of 78. At this time of recording, already thriving and still making impact in the world. So can you share a bit of...
And rollerblading.
And rollerblading, yes, exactly. That's so awesome. I admire your strength, I admire your perseverance, and I admire your determination to impact the world. So is it possible for you to share a bit of your life story so far? What inspired you to take on these various ventures of life?
Well, I've always had a very interesting life. I've pushed forward always. I had that ability just to move on even though your toe hurts or your head hurts. I just kept on moving. However, at 55, your body collapses, if you keep pushing your body and not doing the emotional work.
Yeah.
But I forgot that I was severely abused as a child. My neck was broken. I had brain traumas. I had poor speech. In fact, I had a near-death experience. And so somebody can't break your neck and you live.
That's true.
God sent me back, and I've been in that realm ever since. Well, I've been to therapy like normal people, and I could only get so far within a couple months. I didn't want to commit suicide anymore, but I wasn't happy. I came to learn that shame, guilt was the cause of all my negative emotions. Like I didn't have to go to depression consulting for a year. I didn't have to go to anxiety therapy for a couple of years. I didn't have to go to not good enough therapy. I'd be dead before I'd finally be well. And those things don't work anyway, because it's like if you have a leaky roof, you have to clean up the kitchen and the living room and all the rooms that the rain came into your house.
Yeah.
And every time it rains, you have to clean up the wet water inside your kitchen and your bedroom and your living room. Well, wouldn't it be more effective if you close the hole in the roof?
That's true. Yeah, of course. It's more effective, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying about all these negative feelings we have. Everybody gets a little depressed. Everybody gets angry. Everybody feels not good enough. Well, but we don't know that that's shame, guilt, energy. See, that's what I need to bring across to people.
Yeah.
That it's not depression. It's not anxiety. It's the result of shame, guilt. What happens to your computer when you get a computer virus?
Oh, it stops working well. Yeah.
Nothing works, right?
Yeah.
And in your computer, the Microsoft Word doesn't work. In my computer, I lose all my Google files. I mean, it's not all the same, but it still impacts you.
Yeah.
Shame, guilt, and energy, like a computer virus that comes into us. It turns our positive emotions to negative ones.
Yeah.
It turns our compassion to depression. It turns our intuition to anxiety. It turns our passion to anger. So when we get rid of the shame, guilt energy, we're compassionate, we're passionate, and we have intuition. Isn't that interesting?
Yes, it is.
So to take each emotion doesn't serve you.
That's true.
because the rain's still going to come in through the house.
Yes, yes, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
And they say you have to manage your depression. I don't want to manage it. I want to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
That's the wrong approach. However, that's the approach.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to understand this, do you know how the love energy makes you feel? How does love makes you feel? Oh, you're happy, you're confident, you're giving, you're respectful, you make the right choices. You don't, you're just enjoy.
Yes.
You're singing and dancing.
That's true.
But it comes from love energy. Love energy has 50 to 100 feelings. But it comes from love.
Yeah.
Love gives us joy and happiness and confidence, and we can do it. And we have confidence. We don't have doubts or fears. We have love. On the same side, we have shame, guilt energy. It's like a parasite. It's like a virus. It comes in us and screws us all up. Okay? Yeah. That's the truth. That's the new thing that Lois is telling you today. And why is it so important to know this? Because shame, guilt energy only has one fault.
What's that?
It dissolves in detection. Whoa. Now you know why it was kept from us to know the truth.
So how can we detect it, and how can we let go of it?
You have to find it to get rid of it. Remember, it dissolves in detection.
Yes.
And that's why it's so important to label depression as shame guilt, anxiety as shame guilt, not good enough is shame guilt. Fear is shame guilt as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes a little while to register because we're all told that there are emotions. Yes, they are, but shame guilt has made them.
And is it possible for you to explain to us what shame guilt means? Like, I know of shame, I know of guilt as separate words. What's this shame guilt combined together?
Okay, when you have shame, people say, oh, that's not good. Oh, guilt is good because you need to be moral. No, you can add out of your own consciousness, like you're a good person, so you would like to help somebody. And you're not guilty because you don't do it, you just do it. But it makes your mind kind of twisted. Okay. Shame is felt in the unconscious mind, another part of the nervous system. Guilt is in the conscious mind, another part of the nervous system. So they operate on different nervous systems. We have two types of nervous system. I don't want to get technical, but they act on this nervous system and that nervous system. So they call it different names. But that doesn't mean it's the same thing. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Now, as a medical person, if you have a virus in your brain or bacteria, they call it meningitis. Okay?
Yeah.
If you have it in your stomach, the same bacteria, they call it gastritis. If you have the same bacteria in your liver, they call it hepatitis. If you have the same bacteria in your shoulder, they call it arthritis. Do you see how they make different terms for the same thing, but different locations?
Yeah.
Doesn't that confuse you?
Of course it does.
And if you have the bacteria in your gums, they call it gingivitis. And if you have it in your sinuses, they call it sinusitis. And in the pancreas, they call it pancreatitis. But it's the same bacteria.
Yes. Yeah.
But you're very confused. You think they're all different illnesses.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not.
Yeah. So now that we've detected the virus, we know, okay, this is shame guilt that we're feeling in our anxiety, in our depression or whatever. How do we now let go of it after detecting it?
Well, the first thing to know is that it doesn't belong to you.
Mm.
Humanity, you and me,
Yeah.
do not need shame guilt energy.
True.
It serves no purpose. The only thing it can do is make you stupid.
Mm. That's true. Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
There is called a vibratory scale that David Hawkins has done in the United States. This is a very long time ago. He gave each emotion a number of energy. The higher your energy, the better you are.
Yes.
The lower you are, you can't do very well. You're stupid. The highest one is 700,000.
700,000.
To the 30th power. That's
Wow.
called enlightenment.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go down to love, and peace, and joy, and courage. And then we start getting into like 200, you get to anger and depression. The lowest vibration that a human can have and still be alive is, guess what? Shame and guilt.
Shame. Wow.
It comes in at 10.
And we want to increase our energy from 10 to 700,000.
Right. But if you stay in guilt, you will always be 10. And after 10, it's suicide. You know how people commit suicide. They're always guilty. They did something wrong. They hurt somebody. They're not good enough. I mean, I was there. I felt the world would be better without me.
Yes, and from your story, having experienced sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, and being at the verge of committing suicide, how are you able to take your energy from zero, almost committing suicide, to, love and to enlightenment?
Because I got rid of the shame guilt that was put upon me by my abusers. It's like a black curtain. Yeah. You can take it off.
Yes.
But you can have to find it. And that's what I do. That's me. That's how I teach people to find the shame guilt they got from their mother and father and their grandmother and the president and the teacher and the minister and the truck driver. You can't blame anybody. You can only blame shame guilt energy coming from another source. That's another long story. I call it demonic energy, but it doesn't matter. It just matters that it doesn't belong to you, and it was put upon you to be stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So now someone approaches you, Lois, and says, okay, yes, I can identify it, I can picture it, I can label it already, but it doesn't seem to let go, as in doesn't seem to leave me or release me. I'm trying to push it away, but it's not going.
Of course not, because you haven't identified it. You can't say, okay, I get rid of all the shame guilt in me. Well, it don't work that easy. It wouldn't be around since Adam and Eve.
How does it work then? Tell us how it works, please.
All right, it's been many millennial. Okay, first step, shame guilt doesn't belong to me.
Yes.
Okay, when you feel it, you can feel it like, I'm not good enough or something. You go like that. And then you can feel what emotion you are feeling. You're feeling depression or anxiety or hopeless or, right?
Yeah.
You can start working with that emotion. Say, hi, depression. Hi, anger. What do you want to tell me? And watch my films. I have films on this, imgoodfilm.com, and you can see how I'm teaching you how to do this.
Yes. Yeah.
Once you find the shame guilt that you got when you were 2 years old or 5 years old from your teacher or your mother or your brother or sister, you can actually just get rid of it. But you have to find it in the age or the place that you got it. And everybody can find it. It's not like a hard thing.
Yeah. So we have to do a lot of reflection and a lot of journaling and a lot of soul search or
right. So
inner work.
But that's what I do. I will teach you. I do sessions and groups and everything to teach you how to do it. Then once I teach you, you do it yourself. Yeah. You don't have to. I don't have to be with you for life. I want to teach you self-healing.
Yes.
And once you learn how to do it, it automatically comes. Then the second step is to learn what shame guilt behaviors are. So when someone attacks you in like you're not good enough, you're stupid, you're dumb, whatever, you don't accept it. Because it's a physical thing. You can throw it away. That's why I made films.
Yeah. So
that people can see what it looks like. Because when you see it, you believe it.
Yes, that's true.
Yes. So that's how I had to go to film school.
I did your 60, you said, right? You
At 60, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
It was very difficult because they all were teenagers. What's this old lady doing here?
Well, you had that determination and you had that, how I say it, you wanted to impact the world with what you've experienced in life. Yes, through film.
So by my having a near-death experience, I'm able to see things and it helps. And then I put it in film and then people can see and understand how it works. And then, go ahead. And then you have to make friends with your inner critic. You can't do that or do that. You can make him your friend because he's living in the year when you were 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
And now you're 30, 40. He don't know that. So he's keep hitting you on the head.
Yes.
But you can make friends with him. And I teach people how to do that. My inner critic, who's called King, of course, searches around the world to get me podcasts like you. Wow. He doesn't have to hit me over the head with hammer because I know how to protect myself from people that give me insults.
Yes. And that's a big question, actually. And people ask, how can I protect myself? How can I protect my sanity from people that could harm me? Like people that could, abuse me.
You don't take it on. People says you're crazy, you're stupid. And you go, I don't accept it. That's all. I just say no. And my film shows you how to do that. You just don't take it on.
Yes. That's good.
You don't go back and say, well, you're stupid. No, you're dumb. You're just throwing shame back and forth. So that's what we do all the time in a fight. Well, you did that. You did that. You did that. How do you win that?
You don't win it.
You do win by not playing.
Oh, yeah.
You don't play the game. You don't play the shame game. You walk away.
Yes, just let go. Just ignore it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
When you talk, okay, I'll come back. But if you're talking that way, goodbye.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm going to place the link to your film in the show note of this episode. There are three episodes to your film, right? To I Am Good film. Right. Yes. And
they're only 15 minutes. So, people go, oh, I can't watch it. It's only 15 minutes. It'll change your life.
Yes. So the link will be in the show notes of this episode for everyone who's interested. So just click on the link and watch the 3 episodes of I Am Good film. Is there anything else you want to share with the with the listeners about this film also?
Shame, guilt is not ours to own or to give. It can only make me stupid.
Yeah.
I'm I don't like using that word, but it really gets people, into like, you're right. I'm not very smart when I'm shaming and guilting in myself.
Yeah.
Now, instead of, if you can't get out of the guilt, at least use regret.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a person in guilt doesn't go anywhere. But if you can say, oh, I should have done that better, or I should have treated that person better, or I should have done that, and put all my money in this stock market and I lost my money, well, I can regret that. I don't have to feel guilty about it. Because when you have regret, you can have a solution and move forward. Guilt doesn't give you anything.
That's true. That's true.
So I would suggest people that have guilt, at least say, I can regret. It doesn't get you all the way, but you need to get out of the hole of guilt. You'll get very sick.
Yeah. I read that, shame and guilt could hurt us or harm us emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. But I didn't really understand that. So can you explain that to me? How can shame and guilt harm us in our emotions and our spirits and in our mental state also?
Why it does that to us?
Yes. Like, how can it harm us physically?
Okay. So we're like happy and dancing. Enjoying German music.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden someone says, you can't dance right. Look at you. You're like a slob or something. And you go, and you don't give it back. You just take it away. Okay, you're dancing and singing at 3,000.
Yeah.
What does shame do at 10? At 10.
Yeah, it crashes us down.
Immediately.
Yeah.
We're talking, you go from 300,000 vibrations to 10.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah.
And if you don't have a buddy trying to pick you up, you probably might stay there. So I have shame guilt buddies so we can help each other when we crash.
Yeah. A friend.
Okay, that's why it's so quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, but it's like you're in an air balloon, right? Flying high. Somebody puts a needle in it. What happens?
It deflates and just.
You fall down.
In
2 seconds? And you hopefully you make it, but you fall down. And that's exactly what shame guilt does to you. You're flying high.
Yeah.
But if you don't accept it, you stay flying.
True.
But you have to know that's what it was to stop it. You got to know your enemy.
Yeah. So
that's why I call myself a teacher.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So from what you're saying right now, from what you've said so far already, it's important for us to also have a buddy, a friend that could, push us back up in case we fall to that level 10 where shame and guilt abide.
Right. Say, hey, man, get out of that hole. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Shame is an eraser. It erases you from your mental capacity because you're only operating at a 10. That's really bad.
Yeah.
You don't have it's like a blanket went over your head. And you forgot who you are.
Wow.
That's how bad it is.
Yeah,
so you're like, I don't want to go there. But you got to help the shame guilt person inside of you, that inner critic, not just shame you. So this is how I work with people. I work with people individually, and I work with them in groups like in Zoom. And you can always contact me through my website, loishollis.com. And I have a Facebook group called Shame Guilt Stoppers. So if somebody's like, they can go into that group and work it out. So I have things for people to get them out of the shame guilt hole.
Yeah.
That's step number one. Then you work on not get her back in the hole. And it may take a couple months, because we've been conditioned for years, and our mothers have and our fathers have.
Yeah.
And we conditioned our kids too, because we didn't know any better.
That's true. Yes. But now we know better. And I'm going to encourage everyone out there to just click on these links, make use of these tools, get across to you, Lois. And, maybe you could be their shame guilt body or teacher and help them leave the level 10 to level 7,000, basically. Or 70,000. Yeah.
700,000.
Oh, 700,000. Thank you. Yeah.
700,000 to 10. That's not too cool. And I can send you the picture of that if you like. I have your email.
Yes, I would love that.
And I'll send you that so you can send that out to people as well.
Yes, I would love that. Yes.
If you can see yourself flying at 700,000 and all of a sudden you're 10, wow. I'm in a hole.
Yeah, that's not so good.
No, it isn't. But that's what we're trained to do, right?
Yes.
If you don't do this, you feel guilty. If you didn't do that to your mother, you're guilty. If you didn't do that to it, you're guilty. We're told to feel guilty. Our culture is that. I mean, I know you're in Germany now, in the United States, but it's not any different.
True.
They tell you have to feel guilty. You have to feel guilty about this and guilty about that, and that all that vaccine stuff. They try to guilt you into it. They try to guilt you into anything, but use your mind. Not the 10 guilt that they put you in. Use the 700,000 to make a decision.
Yeah, that's right. That's very valid. Yeah. So I'll almost take a step further. Now we've released the shame, we've released the guilt. How can we see and manifest the greatness in us after we have let go of shame and guilt?
Okay. You'll never get rid of it all at once.
Okay.
You have to work on it, like the 2-year-old, the 10-year-old, 6-year-old. I've been working on it for 10 years, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm a lot better than I used to be. I don't get upset. I'm more stronger. I'm more productive. I don't cry when someone says something bad. It's a process.
Yeah.
But you're always gaining. The more shame, guilt you get rid of, the smarter you become not to accept anymore.
Yes.
It takes a while to get from 10 to 700,000.
That's true. You're right.
But it's possible. And I'll let you know when I get there.
So it's a long journey. It's a slow process that we have to.
But isn't that what we're doing? Aren't we all evolving? Did you evolve overnight? No. When you're 20, you're better when you're 10, and then when you're 40, you're like, oh, I should have known that when I was 20. It's a process.
True.
But at least we're getting better and we're getting younger. Also, people get younger. I had really gray hair and really bad and crippled when I was 50. Now my hair is turning white. I don't get gray hair because of the shame guilt. Energy makes you puts a kink into everything.
Yeah, it cracks us. Yeah.
So you get younger and you get smarter. Why would you not want to carry? Why would you not want to do this?
Yeah, it's important to do it for our health and for our mental state. Yes. Wow, that's good. But, sometimes, like you said already, like we have to visit the 2-year-old self and, heal from that guilt. But sometimes we have this traumas of life, basically, like you also have experienced. And some of them could be very, very grievous, very, very difficult to heal from. So are there like some tips on how to heal from them?
You can release any trauma. It doesn't matter. It's the shame guilt that's got there, and you just have to find it to get rid of it. And that's my job.
Yeah.
You can't do therapy for 20 years. That's not going to work. Also, you can't, it's too expensive.
You have to pay a lot for that. Yeah, that's true.
I help people very quickly.
Yeah.
2 or 3 sessions, that's it.
Yes.
And then I teach them how to teach themselves. I teach people to help themselves.
Yeah.
Aren't you the best healer to you?
Of course, yes, you're the best healer to you. Yes, that's true. And you do all of this under Soul Speaks. I know you founded Soul Speaks.
Soul Speak is the talking of our emotions to each other. You talk to depression. You say, hi, inner critic. My name's Lois. What is yours? You'll say, watch my films, and I'll teach you how to do that.
Yeah. Oh, great.
It's hard to think of it. And that's why I did film, because you can see how to do it. Because you can't visualize it because you have no reference point. Nobody talked like this before.
Yes. And we've talked about, identifying it, releasing it, and avoiding it. But can you like share some shame guilt behaviors that we could exhibit in case we're exhibiting them or we are showing them, but we don't know that they are really shame guilt behaviors?
You're always showing up late. You're a husband. I can't do anything. You can't rely on you. You go. They're words. They have energy. You just take it and don't accept it. Mm. Like you're, talking on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, just let it.
Words are things. They're actually things.
Yeah.
You can take them and
throw them away.
Yeah. Yes. You can do that. You're very masterful as a human. We're very, very smart. Mm-hmm. But we used to have 64 DNA strands.
Yeah.
Now we only have 2.
Why?
Because the shame guilt pushed us down. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for us to conceive a higher space.
Yeah.
But we are very powerful. Mm. And that more shame guilt you get out, the better you are. Yeah. Do you remember Superman and Kryptonite?
Yes, that's true.
Shame guilt is our kryptonite.
Mm. Yeah, we have to avoid it by all means, at all costs. Yes.
That's the best example I can give.
Yeah, yes.
And what happened to Superman? He would do everything, and kryptonite took him down. Mm. And that's who we are. And shame guilt is our kryptonite.
Yes. Wow. How can we avoid, blaming other people or shaming other people?
We don't have to blame anybody.
Yeah.
It's too much of a waste of time. You can say, I shouldn't have accepted it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, people will always be people where I can say, oh, I shouldn't have taken that on, but I didn't know. Mm. I didn't know Lois at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I was asking that because, we are brought up in a way that, from a young age, we've been blamed and shamed, and that way we just grew up and also blame and shame other people, basically.
Exactly. They do the shame game.
Mm. So
everybody does.
Yes.
So you just say, I stop it now, and then you work with me or my film and get rid of what you have.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Do you do that in 5 minutes? No. But at least you have a way now.
Yeah.
Of doing this.
Yeah. That's good.
And you've gotten smarter.
Yes, I love that.
Do you feel smarter?
Of course.
Yeah.
You
feel, because there's a solution. Guilt has no solution.
Yeah. That's true. Wow.
It's very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, I mean, you've already taught me a lot already in this episode, but I just have a last question. Like, if you could reflect and, look back at your 12-year-old self, what are like some words of advice that you love to know at the age of 12 or at some point in your life that you know right now?
That's a hard, I don't like, those questions don't really resonate with me because I am my past, my present, and my future self already.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't separate myself.
Mm.
And I feel those questions, for me,
yes,
I live my past, I live my present, and I live my future all at once.
Mm.
So I can't say, what should I do when I was 12? I did it. I am here now. I'm living my 12-year-old. I'm living my teenage self. And I'm leaving my future self too, because I'm planning a radio show in a couple months. And then I'm going to do more of my spiritual writings. So I'm living my future, my present, and my past all at once.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
doesn't that feel more? I'm not separate. I don't have separate parts of me.
Yeah. I think the reason why this question has been asked is because, there are 12-year-old people listening to this podcast, for example, or 18-year-old people that would love to learn about what you did not know at the age of 18.
I know I'm different, and that's a
Yeah.
good question to ask. But for
Yeah.
me, I live all of my lives at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
therefore, I live a very rich life.
Mm. That's good. Yeah.
I'm not only living my present life,
Mm.
I'm living my past successes and my past failures and
Mm.
my future experiences as well.
Yes.
And if you really do metaphysical work, we're all a composite of everything we do. And I'm also living all my lifetimes
Mm.
at the same time.
Mm. That's
Because I
interesting.
remember some of my lifetimes in other lives. People can believe that or not, but I remember them.
Wow.
So I'm living all of my lives at the same time.
Mm.
And it gives you a certain richness.
I can imagine.
But a lot of people like that question. So, keep at it,
No, I just wanted to know, like, it's it's all good. So thank you so much. I
it
really
gives you another perspective.
Yes, of course. Now
it gives you another perspective, because I'm all about integrating the 2-year-old and the 4-year-old and the 10-year-old. All of them are me now.
Yeah, yes.
They're not living in 1950. They're living in 2022.
Yes.
So I bring all of me. I need all of me to make it here today. I need all of me.
That's true. That's a wonderful perspective, a wonderful way to look at it. So yeah, thanks for opening my eyes to that. That's wonderful. Yeah.
It's a tough world.
Mm.
We need all of us. We need all our parts together working. My nail, my fingers, my toes, my head, my kid. I love my kids inside of me. I love my future. I love all of me.
Mm. Yeah. That's good. That's very good. Wow. So, boy, okay, I'll change the question and say, okay, if there's something you would love to share with the public, like if there's a word of advice or something.
No shame and no guilt in your life.
Yeah.
And if you ever get into guilt, get out of it. Talk to a friend or get regret, or read some of my readings on my website, and they take you out of the guilt. You don't want to stay in guilt.
Yes. That's true.
It's called the fire of hell.
It's not good. It's not a good place. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much for providing such a wonderful platform. You have your Facebook groups, you have the LinkedIn page, you have your website,
and my film,
and the films also, and your books also. And I'm going to place all of these links in the show notes of this episode. So I encourage every listener to click on them, make use of these tools and books and films to become better, to leave the level 10 to the level 700,000. Yeah, right. 700,000, exactly.
In an instant.
Yes.
But you can fall in an instant. Yeah. You can rise.
Wow. Yes. That's amazing.
It's so cool.
Yes. So cool. Wow. Thank you so much, Lois. I really appreciate everything you taught me about shame, guilt, and blaming.
Keep in touch.
Yes, I'll do that. Thank you so much.